today I would like to bring up the topic of non-self, because Buddha again and again encourages us to first see how all our experience is not me, not mine, not myself, like empty of the self, with the idea to break this illusion what we have, that I am this. In my opinion, every time when we see in suttas such reflections, there are different kind of reflections. I feel all of them, it's a practical advice. All of them, it's not just a theory what we just read and just, okay, tick, 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 non-self, okay. It needs to be reflected. It needs to be chew on it. It needs to be really, you need to live like this. Because it's good to have insight. For example, once you have your good meditation and you get some deep insight. But the question is it enough to have only one insight and your job is done? Yeah. So usually we need to live like this. We need to have a habit to look at things on this angle, to have they call it sanya, to have perception of non-self and see non-self everywhere in all experience, and ideally always. Then we have a chance to really break through and break this illusion. Otherwise, even sometimes you can get the strong, maybe insight or something like this. But then after a few hours, or like in best case days, you completely forgot about this. You start to interact with people, you start to maybe eat some food, what you like, and all your behavior, all your habits just come back again, and you just think like, what I experienced maybe a few hours before in meditation, it was just, I completely forgot about this. So that's why to look on all these different variety of reflections, how to understand non-self, I think it's very important to try all of the methods what described in suttas. And sooner or later, maybe one of these methods would work for me or for some of us. So today we would go through more kind of classical method, what Buddha again and again in many suttas just bring it up. And it will be again this Aladhaupama Sutta, what we discussed maybe last week. So where we finish at when the Buddha asked monks, like, if you see any possession or acquisition, what you can grab and what can ever last and never change, you should grab, you should hold in this possession. And then he asked, do you see any possession of such kind, what is permanent and everlasting? Monks say, no, there is no way. And he say, sadhu, sadhu, I also don't see. And then he say, is there any idea of self, like self-concept, what you can grab and what can lead you to happiness? If you find such idea of self, okay, hold it and grab to it. But then he asked, is it possible to find such idea? And monk says, no, there is no way. So he also says, sadhu, sadhu. And then some new part of this sutta, what we didn't discuss, Buddhists say that if there is a self, there is always something to belong to self. So if there is an I, there is always something my. And if there is a my, there is always a self. So these two concepts, I and my, they kind of interdependent and they cannot go by itself. I cannot have I without something my, or I cannot have something my without concept of I. So when you first time read it, you just, it thinks, of course, yeah. If I have I have a my. If I have a my, I have a I. What's new in this, you know? But I think this is very deep idea. We need to really understand it. We need to verify it. We need to see it. Okay, like now I feel that like this is my device. But I have these feelings because I have a sense of self. Or how I may know that I exist, that I have a self. I have an eye, I have a form, yeah. I see the form. I have an ear, I hear the sounds, and like maybe I have a body. So because of I can feel that sense of self. So again, this is just, I think, short instruction, but ideally you can live in this instruction. To develop your samadhi on maybe body, for example, and then try to see how I can grab on the body with the idea of self, and how these two ideas interdependent. And then he goes through classical method. He starts from rupa, form. He asks, rupa is nitya or anicca? Rupa is permanent or impermanent? And the reply is, impermanent, Venerable Sir. So again, like this is, I perceive it as a meditation instruction. So if we start with the body, with the rupa, we settled our mindfulness in the body. So it may be sensation, it may be breath, it may be any other part of the physical experience what I have, and settle in this experience for some time. Develop like mindfulness or samadhi. And then after you really feel all the body, you experience it, try to see, is it permanent or impermanent? This sensation, is it everlasting or it's always changing? And also stay a little bit with this experience of impermanence of the body. So then only if really we go step by step, we contemplate each step slowly, then we may get some insight. Then next sentences he say, if something what is impermanent, is it happiness or suffering? Is it dukkha or sukha? Or it give you full satisfaction, or it cannot give you full satisfaction? And the answer is no, it cannot give full satisfaction. It's dukkha. So also this is again, it's not just tick mark. Okay, anicca, dukkha, tick, next. So it's things where we need to live, where we need to stay, we need to understand it deeply. Like why, whatever I have experience of the body, I have a feelings of impermanence. Okay, this is always changing. And is it happiness or suffering? Is it can lead to full satisfaction or not? So also kind of one analytical answer may come, but then you try to see practically what is this. And maybe with pleasant sensation, it's more difficult because on the surface level, you may think like, oh, it's a pleasant sensation. It's a sukha, it's a happiness. Why Buddha speaks that it's a dukkha? Maybe some mistake here, you know? So one thing how to see it, we see when the pleasant sensations, they're impermanent. And when they finish, it may feel as a dukkha. It may feel as a pain. With a very good example, I heard that we all had experience of sickness, like body sick. And when the sickness is finished, actually we feel back normal. We come back to neutral feelings, but it feels very good. We feel like, oh, it's the best what I ever felt. Because of the contrast, because before we feel like painful sensation, it was suffering. Now we get rid of the suffering and it feels like amazing feelings. But actually we come from minus to zero. So in the same way, if we experience some pleasant sensation, and if they're gone, even if it's like more neutral, this may feel as unpleasant. This may feel as unsatisfactory. One thing. Another thing on more subtle level, we may, when we really establish our mindfulness on the body and see how it's unstable, then also one good simile, someone told, like, you live in the house, what is always shaky and wobbling. How you can be happy in this house? How you can really be safe and peaceful in this house? What is like, the walls is shaking, the ground is shaking, the ceiling is shaking. It's just impossible. We just don't see our experience like this because of our delusion, moha. But in reality, it's like this. It's always shaking, always changing. So, and deep experience can lead you to this kind of deep understanding of dukkha. Again, understand dukkha, it doesn't mean that I need to suffer. I need to be depressed or everything is dukkha, go to commit suicide, you know. So, it's not what the Buddha is teaching about. It's to just lose kind of desire to grasp it. Because grasping leads you to suffering. When you grasp, when you hold to it, then it's change, then you suffer. When you not grasp, you take it, okay, it's changing. What to do? I cannot do anything. Just observe, just let go. Then deep happiness may arise from this kind of experience. And the last things in this reflection, what is impermanent, what is subject to change, and what is dukkha, what is unsatisfactory. Is it suitable this to regard as a my, as a I, or as a my true self? So this cover everything, all the possibility of where our self or sense of self can be established. So like first is my, before we say that there is a my, there is a I. There is a I, there is a my. It's kind of two interdependence. And on example of body, we may see that, okay, sometimes I grab body as a my. It's my body. It's like, it's not your body, it's my body. Then sometimes I may feel that I am this body. Sometimes it may come that like, okay, I am this body. And the last one is, it's my true self. It's my soul, it's my spirit, it's my, like, atta. With body, maybe not many people take a body as a true self, but with a mental aspect, sometimes we may take, oh, this experience what I have, this is the consciousness, it's truly me. It's really what. But again, Buddha asks us to verify if it's changing, if it cannot give satisfaction, cannot be by definition something what is truly my or myself or my true atta, true soul, true spirit. I don't know. Try to see it. And then he cover all possibility of rupa. So now we speak about rupa. Like subtle form, gross form, far form, near form, present, past, future form. So inferior or superior. Also this cover all possibility that you don't have any loophole that, okay, maybe body is a gross body, okay. But then after death, I will be reborn as a deva, with a subtle body. Then it's my true self. This is really what I need to grasp. Or, in Hindu they have idea that I have a many kind of body, like physical body, subtle body, then some other bodies. So, okay, this physical body is not myself, but then subtle body is myself. So again, same attitude. If it's a changing, if it cannot bring full satisfaction, is it suitable to regard it as me, as my or myself? Like, try to reflect on it, try to verify, is it true or not? And lastly, when the person sees things like this, on example of rupa, we cover example of rupa, he may develop disenchantment of this body. So nibbida, it's a Pali word, when you lose interest in something. Before you was enchantment, like someone put a spell on you, like, okay, now see this, for example, broken cup, the most beautiful things in the world. And we enchantment, we see broken cup, oh, what's a nice cup, it's so nicely broken, it's so pleasant and so nice. So we all enchant by rupa. It's like rupa put a spell on us. We love rupa, we like our form, other people's form, we love it, we infatuated with this. But then if you see it as impermanent, as not me, not mine, not myself, then you disenchant, you just broken the spell. You don't see it, now you see it as a broken cup. And that's it. It's not good, not bad. It's just broken cup as it is. And this deep experience of disenchantment may lead you to like losing of grasping, viraga, before you just have a desire to take it. Like this broken cup, and I had a desire to have it. It's my broken cup, I want to possess it. But then when you see as it is, it's broken cup, then there's no desire, there's no kind of greed or desire towards this. It's just as it is. And the last step, you can be just free. So the person who have disenchantment, person who have viraga, who have lose patience, he may be free, completely liberated from all desires, all craving, all suffering, all dissatisfactory. So this is you see, it starts from very simple experience. See the form as permanent to impermanent. Anyone can do it. Like, sure, this sensation change. I mean, no one questions that I have a permanent sensation. Yeah, I change posture and sensation, and what I feel change. But where it's lead, it's like complete liberation. Yeah, it's a full way up to the end. So, and same way with rupa, with vedana, with feelings, with perception, with mental activity, with consciousness. So, same way apply kind of 5 aggregates on 3 aspects. And again, this is each step need to be true and need to be lived with. Then we finally may hopefully get some good result. So I wish all of us to have this deep experience, to be free from craving, grasping, to be free from all suffering, and be kind of ultimately happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.